Hello there, everybody. Welcome to this reaction video to World of Warcraft 9.2 Eternity's End, the final two cinematics of Shadowlands. Figured we'd start big screen up front because I don't want to spoil myself. The video is over here, but it is hidden, and when we go, we're going. So I don't know what to expect. The only thing I know is I got a text message today that let me know it was out, and it said, "Oh no, Jesse," laughy face emoji. That's how I knew this was out. So I feel like we should just jump into it and see where this goes.
Can your mortal minds fathom how long I have waited? Every event set in motion, every pawn put into play, all to claim the power slumbering within your world. The soul of Azeroth, wounded, vulnerable, yet teeming with potential. Potential that I will use to eradicate this flawed reality. Death claims the soul of your world. Now, bear witness, mortals, to eternity's end.
So I'm going to keep it here, pause on this screen, because I feel like I have a lot to say about this part. But overall, not bad. I think it's a great introduction to the final boss. It ups the stakes, and it kind of explains a little bit of what Zovaal is trying to do. I guess probably throughout the course of the expansion. I have seen and commented on a lot of people having theories about what Zovaal was up to and how he's like 5D chessing stuff, and this has been his plan the entire time. And I think this scene in particular, this one right here, I think it elaborates upon that, and it shows that he's using the Forge of Souls, I believe that's what that's called, using the Forge of Souls to kind of drill in and suck up all the Azeroth baby juice and use its powers for, again, don't necessarily know why, I just know now I get what he's doing, at least, but I don't know why any of this. Hopefully we'll find out in the next cinematic, but I do kind of like the idea that, you know, the Lich King's tower and that giant ice spire and all of it served a purpose. It does feel very kind of like Crystal Tower in Final Fantasy XIV, wink wink, no spoilers there. It does feel a little bit like that, but I like when things that are set up have a payoff much later, or the ability to take things that exist and then use them in creative ways. I actually really like that about this. Zero complaints there. I actually think that's kind of neat, and I wish that WoW did more of that, using old stuff in fun, creative ways. They always are like, new. In this expansion, rather than delving into all the different possible things they could, they were like, all right, we have to introduce 4 new main characters, the 4 Primarchs, whatever the hell they're called, the people that are in charge of the different afterlife areas. And we have to introduce all these side characters, and then this dude who eventually becomes the new whole chesty person. I don't know what the hell that person's called. Basically, all these new characters, while also dealing with old characters, but it means leaving out a bunch of stuff, and it also means, more importantly, that no one, it's like a mile wide and inch deep is pretty much what's going on in WoW. So when they do stuff like this, I really appreciate it, because it sort of adds more layers to things and makes things have a different context than what we originally thought without retconning stuff. And I think that's kind of fun. So far, not bad. It's a great introduction to the last boss fight. Like I said, raises the stakes. I guess we'll find out what the next bit is. All right, this is it. The Jailer's Fall, the in-game cinematic at the end of the raid. Let's go.
This must not be.
You have betrayed your duty as Arbiter, and shall be bound forevermore.
Your madness has threatened the cycle of life and death entirely.
You could have sought another way, brother. Imagine what we could have accomplished together.
Why, Zovar? What drove you to this end? You preserve that which is doomed. A cosmos divided will not survive. What is to come?
All right. You know, can I tell you something? This is how I feel. This is how I feel. I'm just so tired. I'm just so tired of the way that they tell story in World of Warcraft. I'm just so tired of it. They can't not do it. They always do the same thing. Every damn expansion is like, all those terrible things I did, it's only because there's something far worse. I'm at a loss for words. It keeps happening. First, it was Order and the Titans against Sargeras and the Fel, and then the Fel and Sargeras were going to scorch the universe to prevent the Void and the Void Lords from taking over, but the Void and the Void Lords were like, well, hey, we're trying to end death because the curse of death and all. And then death was the next big baddie, and now he's like, there's something worse. There has to be more, right? We still learned nothing about the why. He was the Arbiter before, I guess, but why did all this stuff happen? As the Arbiter, did he see a vision of things to come? Is that in the game? Is that something I've missed? Why is all of this happen? Why didn't he just say to everyone else, like, there's some crazy shit coming? To the other people in charge of the afterlife, where they're like, no, we're not worried. So his plan was to destroy everything, or dominate everything, by destroying it in order to prevent what's coming? Which is, again, something Blizzard always does. It's always a see you next expansion. It's always gotcha and our hooks about this little twist. And after a while, that shit gets old. What's more insane is this dude was behind everything. Everything that we've experienced, the Jailer was behind it. The entire flow of the game up to this point. This is, at least according to the devs, a 20-year story that ends with this. It's giving me a good idea for a video to make, that's for sure. It's giving me a great idea for a video. I keep thinking about the Covenant leaders, that's what they're called. The 4 Covenant leaders. Shouldn't they have informed us of any of this? Did they not know? Clearly they knew stuff. I genuinely hate this. I have no words for how...